How's the experience been so far, being back out here in college?
It's been great just having a chance to develop these young guys and sharing all the experiences that I've been fortunate to have had throughout my career. So, a good group of guys, and they're picking things up pretty smoothly.
What position did you play back in the day?
I play corner.
You played corner?
Yes.
Okay. I just noticed that you and Coach Cecil kind of stand almost like in deep safety positions. Is that intentional, or are you guys trying to get a certain look?
Yeah, he takes care of one half of the field, and I take care of the other half of the field. So, and it's just kind of watching our guys from a distance instead of watching on the sidelines.
How has coaching corners evolved from when you were a player until now?
Just more detailed. I think in the secondary, you have to have two secondary coaches just to get the details. I know sometimes some schools, they may have just one secondary coach and maybe a grad assistant, but I just think there's so much going on. I think having two experienced coaches back there, you can detail your work a lot better.
How would you compare and contrast your two starters, quote unquote, Isaiah Rutherford and Christian Roland Wallace?
I like where we are. Still have a long way to go. Playing corner at any level, it's a very stressful position. So just the details and the disciplines and the mindset. We play a lot of press coverage and a lot of man, so that puts a lot of stress on the guys. So I like where we are, but we still have a long way to go.
Have you ever met a corner who didn't want to play press man?
I know in the NFL, guys will get a little agitated. Hey, coach, can we play some zone? Those receivers are pretty good, but I just think you have to be able to play man-to-man to be a legitimate corner at any level.
We asked Coach Cecil about playing in this defense, and he said that it's a lot of coverage. What special things do you have to be able to do to play quarterback in this type of attacking defense that Don Brown has?
Well, if you don't pay attention, we do more than just play man. We have to be able to play 3 deep zone, trap coverage, cover 2, cover 0. So there's a lot of different techniques within this scheme. I know all you hear is just man, 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 but there's other techniques and skills that these guys have to be able to master.
So you knew of Christian Roland Wallace before spring started, but now you've got to coach him, 7 practices in. What are you seeing out of him so far?
I think he's an all-around corner. I think he can play press, he can play off, he can play all the zones. So all we're trying to do now is just detail all of those different techniques within the coverages that we play.
Sure. And with Isaiah Rutherford, it seems like he's made a pretty seamless transition here. What are you seeing out there?
The same. He's a skilled athlete. He can run. He has length. He has IQ. Same thing with C-Row. So it's fun working with guys that can keep up and just continuing to try to help them and continue to see them improve.
And you trained Jaden Young, correct? What have you seen out of him so far now that you're actually able to coach him now?
Maturity. He's just learning how to play at this next level. So Chuck's doing a good job with him, and some of the things that I was able to do with him when I trained him, you can just see him starting to evolve. So still a young player and still has a little ways to go.
What do you like the most about Don Brown's coaching style?
He's a bully. I love being in system where you're the bully, where you're not just letting the offense dictate. So that's, again, with the techniques that we play outside and what our guys as a secondary, we have to be able to master some of those things. But I do enjoy just taking the fight to the offense.
Sure. How do you feel about the depth at corner right now?
Well, right now we have 4 guys that are doing a decent job. I know Stooks has improved. Mackenzie Barnes definitely has improved, and Malik is playing nickel and outside. So it's pretty cool just to see these guys get better and buy into what we're trying to do.
With Mackenzie Barnes, he has great size, right? That's a starting point. What are the areas where you hope he can kind of grow the most?
Just consistency and just details, and I think he's improved in the last 2 or 3 practices. So I just like to see him continue to be a detailed player.
Do you have sort of an ideal number of corners who you quote unquote trust for the duration of the season, and what's that number?
I think you like to have 5, 5 guys, because it's a stressful position and things happen throughout the year. So, we'll see what freshmen could come in, and maybe you can find one freshman that may be able to handle that. But if you can have 5 guys that you trust, I think you have a chance to get through the season.
Time for one more question for Coach Walker.
All right, thank you guys. Yep.